Okay, so now it should be recording. Fair enough. Okay, so mainly my whole idea with this was to present a little bit what my thoughts were if I am to continue being the manager on a couple of things that you actually brought up as feedback with the feedback that I asked, and a couple of things that I think that we should put the efforts on if we want to make something meaningful out of this. First of all, the purpose of the team. I think this is more or less obvious, but I think that we need to agree that the purpose of the team is not only for the team per se, but also to try to improve the Kendo level in the whole Norway. And that's why we want to get them open for everyone, so that everybody that wants to join, when we have an open gathering, they should join and try to invite as many people as we can and get it welcoming and nice for everyone. Yeah, maybe a little bit more on this. I have been mainly asked, or we have been mainly asked by the federation to kind of present a little bit of a plan on what our goals and our expectations are for the next years. And that's also why this whole thing pops up. If I have to make a plan in my head, we have 3 levels of development that we can divide the team in, and it's the ones that I mentioned here, which is the peak performance, the brute activities, and the pool of resources. I think I presented this picture before. That's my kind of brain picture of how the team is. I think that we have a strong middle section of this picture. Like, we have already gatherings in place, we have regional gatherings, we have more and more people kind of getting their side targets. For example, Marie got now the 5th dan, I got my 4th dan, so we are trying to get people racing within those targets as well. But we do not reach kind of like peak performance. I mean, we have said that, yeah, we want medals, but we have not done really anything to get there other than just training without any real targeting or goal. And a little bit the same with when it comes to the Bruto part. Like, we kind of opened the gatherings, but okay, it was COVID and last year was hectic, but we kind of do not have enough renewal or feed from the base from Kendo Norway, I believe. At least that's my feeling. So if we start from the bottom up on these things, the first one is maybe the most stupid, you know, and maybe the easiest to start discussing. Hopefully I can take this thing out of the way. Yes. So I think that there are 3 points here that maybe we can discuss. I think that promotion, branding, and discussing the actual purpose of what the pool of resources or the pool of resources is for the team is needed. In regards to promotion, I mean, this comes, shit, what happened? Okay, fair enough. Okay. Yeah, so it goes mainly after seeing the super nice job that TJ has done with the video. I think that, okay, if we want to actually get more people interested in the team, maybe we should do something similar to see or to show what we do. Maybe we can just, since I'm out some of the trainings when you are actually fighting and these things, maybe we can also try to have some footage, you know, a couple of words or whatever. I'm not good in promoting, but we clearly have people that is, and maybe something like that would make sense. I thought about having an official calendar event that we can actually share within the group of Norsk Kendo, so that people know when we will have gatherings. And it's not just like it has been last year or last years that, okay, we have now a gathering and we make it public. We knew, nobody else knew, and then it's not that many people that is willing to come. And then, I do not know if it makes sense to you, but it does make sense to me. Something stupid as private logo that we do not even need to make official helps a little bit. You see the team in Great Britain, teams in Japan, the nice logo that Alice made for the Lier club. Those things also help to just kind of branding internally. That's up to you. I don't know, just ideas. to discuss. I am officially Norwegian, but not raised and bred here. So maybe your opinions in how to promote things in a Norwegian environment is better than mine. Any thoughts? Somebody wants to talk? Make me shut up. Yeah, only raise fingers. Okay, fair enough. Okay, then we go to the brutal activities. Fair enough. This is maybe more. We have a good level of engagement here already, but I definitely want to implement new things or propose new things at least. First of all, expectations. This is maybe better to explain it on the next point, but I think that we need to have personal individual improvement plans and clearer and more detailed expectations. In my way, or in my understanding, this fits to the contracts and the code of conduct. It's kind of like a cited document, maybe whatever, but I think it's important. And in my head, the contracts are very important. I know that there has been people that has not been very happy with having contracts, but more and more I am actually leaning into that. Having a team where we actually have some expectations, having them written down and clearly stated is really a must. And actually everybody kind of fulfilled expectations last 3 years, even with COVID. So it's kind of like not that crazy what we are asking for so far. So I still think that, okay, maybe it's too formal, but at least it helps me to answer questions and to address some cases. So for me, this is a red flag. I mean, if nobody wants contract is fine, but for me, that's a point to step out because it has helped me to address questions and I really want to have that. I hope people can understand that point. Engagement, okay. This has been a point that actually people has brought up as a feedback. In a way, it's kind of to secure the participation with the full team in the next CKC because we want that. Team member cooperation with key activities. This has been done already. Of course, Kenneth has helped with Christiansen. It's a little bit easier because you are kind of more a consolidated group, but Linda and Alice have helped a lot with the regional gatherings in Oslo. And also Tormod has helped giving the classes for the ones that we held here in Bømlo for Bergen and Stavanger. But, I think we have maybe possibilities for people being more involved with other activities, and that maybe also helps with get more of like a ownership of the team or membership of the team. If people get involved with some activities that they can help with. It has been proposed to have regular online calls. I'm super fine with it. Participation might be an issue. So that's something that has to be kind of discussed or agreed. Then the feedback from the coaches. This has not been as good as it should have been in the last years. We had COVID, it's fair enough, but the engagement from the coaches could have been better on that level. I recognize that, at least as a manager. If we want feedback and if we want the personal improvement plans, the feedback has to be continuous. It has to be open, it needs to be constructive, and it has to be multidirectional. That means that it goes from the coaches and it has to also go to the coaches. So people has to be able to engage with the coaches. For that, we had this kind of feedback thingy. We had an Excel sheet that was more or less giving points to improve and whatever last period. But I was hoping that we could have something even better than that. It should not be that difficult. We have means. It's with the digital means that we have, it should be definitely possible. And people has been proposing things. Actually, strange things in my eyes, but okay. An official communication channel can be agreed. We all have Facebook. Clearly, some people at least doesn't like Facebook. I'm fine with that. They have proposed Discord. I'm fine with that. I have a Discord, but to me, it's like an old MIRC channel, which I used to go in when I was 13. I actually have it because of the nostalgia feeling with a group of friends, but it's kind of okay. If people want that as an official channel, it's fine with me. I don't see how properly use it, but That's maybe something that you can help with, Alex. You are
I mean,
IT guy, you know.
I mean, Discord works fine, I think, for like clear and direct communication. So I wouldn't see that as a problem.
I didn't say it's a problem. I said that to me it only feels the nostalgia feeling.
Yeah, but I mean, I would like that is something I would recommend, like something like Discord or Slack, due to that we can also partition them into specific like messaging, like topic things, because there could be general questions in regards to certain things, like that are more general. There's more direct feedback that you can ask directly, and if people are available at the given moment, that you can also drop into a chat, like a live, like a regular conversation online.
Yeah.
So it would work.
Yeah,
I'd say.
sure. Definitely. I mean, to me, it's fine. I don't care in the means. And if it works, it works. As I said, I have it already. So to me, it's fine. I don't use it much. So if people agrees to have Discord or at least give it a try, maybe it's good that going back to the engagement thing, you can help. We have the Discord thing, moderated or controlled or whatever.
All right, I could do that.
I don't know. It will probably not go very well with me.
No, I mean, just we need to start the ball rolling, and then off of that, we can get the stuff done.
Yeah, sure, fair enough. But I mean, I'm not an avid user of Discord, and
no.
Maybe it's fair enough, but I have not used it that much. So if you think it works, fair enough. Please just.
I'll fix it up. Don't worry.
Yeah, sure. Then, if you allow me, I will jump the next point for last on this group, because I think we have maybe more things to discuss on it. But then we have the connection point. It goes to team building activities and creation of a team culture within ourselves. We have been a team for more or less the same group of people since 2015-ish, more or less. Not a big rotation, and at least I think we have not done that many team building activities. It's maybe something good to pick up with. I didn't have much success on my last attempt, so I promised Alice I wouldn't try to do any other crappy thing. Fair enough, but it doesn't have to be my crappy things. There are plenty of possibilities. I do not know. There could be board games, there could be just discussions, there could be chats, whatever. I would leave this one to people for people to propose. I think it's a very good idea. I think that we should try it at least. Even if it is online, I think we should try it. It helps to build some also belonging feeling. And I think it's something that we could benefit from. With the team culture, I know that it has been mentioned to kind of, fist bumping when we go in or out of the Shiajo. I guess it's do the thingy that none of us want to do as well. Yeah, but it makes sense. Shit, now I have to upgrade this crap. You're gonna get what is this? Gonna kick me out of the meeting? Whatever. Okay. Fair enough. Sure. So yes, we have this team culture creation. It's something that we should at least discuss or propose. Still is something outside of Kendo. And then it's something that has to be kind of addressed outside of the Kendo thingy in a way. It's not just on trainings. It's maybe also nice to do not in the gatherings necessarily. So it's something to discuss and promote by every one of us, not just by management, if it makes sense for you. And then we go at least to this review of the coaching methodology. I just kind of short phrased it like this, like ethics, efficiency, and effectiveness. This is something that it was pointed out in one of these videos that I shared through the Facebook thing. And it was actually kind of a very good presentation by Blake Bennett. And he defined it on these three patches. If you allow me, I will try to jump to the other presentation where I kind of have it more or less grouped, but I would also ask for a couple of minutes to just welcome John, that I think John to the meeting,
Hey guys,
and also try to increase the time in the meeting. But how can I do this?
do I have sound?
You have sound, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Sorry, just arrived at the hotel in Oslo here, so
Sure. Does anyone know how to increase the time of the meeting in this thing? You just kick me out, apparently.
I use Teams.
Yeah, not everybody has Teams, but
Only Jerry doesn't can't get it to work.
maybe I can edit it here. Yeah, let's put, at least it will not kick me out. Seems to work. Okay. At least the clock stopped. No. Okay. Shit. Okay. I will ignore it and hopefully it does not kick me out. Hopefully. Okay. Let me see if I can go to this one again. Yes. So in regards to this coaching methodology, there are these 3 points: efficiency, effectiveness, and ethics. Within these 3 points, the efficiency goes on the training structures that we have had when we have the gatherings. It goes on coach team communication within the gatherings, and it goes on what can be changed to make things run smoothly. It doesn't mean that things have to have been not smooth in the past, but you always have means to improve. And I think it goes mainly on having a system to give feedback after every single gathering, so we know which things went well, which things went wrong, and what we can improve. I think that this is something that is good and makes sense to propose and to have in place, in my head. In regards to effectiveness, it goes on the training structure. It goes a little bit more on the same. It's again on how we get the feedback to the coaches, if things went well or not. For example, if the messages that are trying to send during the gathering has actually reached the team, we have cases of messages that are repeated on every single gathering or on every single competition. For example, what you repeated on the CKC, you're like, we have to take our time before we go after we get an EPON, don't rush it in. So is this message really getting everyone? Is everyone really aware of this? Because we have seen cases in several competitions that people actually rush in for this and loses the points. How are the sessions perceived? I mean, the session can be fantastic, but if people actually perceive the session in a negative way, then we should know and we should be able to address that. And then we have the ethics part. And the ethics part is more complex, and it goes in what the power dynamics of the team is. It's nothing fancy or nothing freakily fancy, but it goes like, does everybody benefit from the gatherings that we have? Because we have different people with different needs. Are we addressing the more or the majority of the team with the programs that we are having? Should we have some specific sessions? Should we have some specific exercise for different people? We need to maximize what we get from these with the sessions when we have them. And I think it makes sense to at least look into this actively and define who is getting benefit from what we are doing, why, and at least getting it settling down. Next point in this, ethics. What do we do with underperforming or unfit team members? This is also a very valid point. It's more or less kind of maybe contract feeling thing, maybe not. But it's something that needs to be described. I mean, if we have a person that is clearly not fit, but still performing well, is that something that we want to allow? Yes, no, we need to know it. If we have a person that is super fit, but does not score a single point, do we want that person in the team? Yes, no, that's some things that we need to also discuss, or how we address it, how we can actually just engage people to improve on those specific points that might be lacking for them. And that goes again for the next point, the training methodology. We need to also find a way to discuss how the training methodology that we promote or that we want to have is settled, because this, in a way, should benefit all of us and should kind of help us go to where we want to go. And the clock is getting me nervous, so this might be just kicking me out, but I cannot say much more than that. A second. Okay, so this covers more or less the Bruto part, or the Bruto activities. A little bit more in detail, okay, we also had these regional gatherings. Okay, I will not go into the deep on this, we all have been there, it's fine. Now, if we go to the peak performance part, so in regards to the peak performance, we have the current status that we have now. Give me 1 second, please. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, that's that's okay. So okay, the current status that we are in, and I think this deserves to discuss. We have defined on the previous years or on the previous years, EKCs, etc., very high-end goals, but we have not had a clear, detailed plan on how to reach them. We have made a rough plan, which is fine. It's better than nothing, but we have not had a detailed plan for it, and therefore, it's not easy to get where we want to go. What do I mean with this? We have settled, for example, on the last period up to Christiansen, up to 2020, we were defining that we wanted to get medals. We wanted to be in the medals. We got Jerry with that. That's a very good starting point. We have defined the gatherings. We had several gatherings along the way. That's, again, very good. But I believe it's not enough, because we said we want to be here, but we have not made a plan on how to go from here to there. We have just put some means to it, but not clearly a plan. And not every one of us can be there in the same way. So we need to have some real path definition on how to be there. This, in my opinion, what has generated is that, of course, there has been some frustration from the coaches and the management on the past years, because okay, they were expecting, or we were expecting to get some medals or some results, and we do not see them happening. And of course, that generates some frustration. Same in the team, it happens. Requirements. Okay, we can go to the next page and maybe explain it faster, because apparently I have 1 minute. This thing kicks me out. Okay. As I said, I believe we need an individual execution plan. For me, this is a red flag. We need to have them. We need to just sit with people and take away unreachable targets from them and make reachable targets for these people. You know, for example, we want